In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete and submit your NR4. This video is specifically for agents who represent non-resident owners who are renting out their property here in Canada. If you want to know how to sign up to become an agent for a non-resident owner, check out this video up here or in the description below. About this time every year, which is January, as an agent, you need to submit an NR4 form to finalize your withholding taxes for the previous year. The deadline for this is March 31st, so we still have a bit of time. But I'm currently in the year 2025, so I'm going to be filing for 2024. So first thing you need to do is go to the CRA website. You can search for File NR4 electronically on Google, and it'll be your first result, or you can just click on the link in the description below. You should see this page. So you want to scroll down and click on Web Forms, then select I agree, which will bring you to your login page. You put your NRV number into here. If you don't have a web access code or you forgot it, you can do three things. The first thing you can do, and this is the easiest way to do this, is to call the CRA directly at 1-855-284-5946 and talk to the CRA agent to get your web access code. They will give it out to you over the phone. I put the number in the description below in case you missed it. Again, this is the easiest way to get the code. The second way is to click on Forgot Your Web Access Code. Select non-resident account number. Enter your NRV account number. Enter the date you registered for this number. You should have this saved if you follow my instructions from my original video. Then you need to enter the amount you withheld in box 22 from your original previous year's NR4 Summary. For us, it's 2023. This is the total amount that should have been withheld for the year. Once you enter this and then click on Submit and the information is correct, it will give you your web access code. The third way is if you want to get a new web access code, because you may be filed manually in the previous years, click on Online Web Access Code, scroll down and I agree. I would like to request a web access code, then next. If you click on I'm a first-time filer with the CRA, it will bring you to the first option where you need to call the CRA. So make sure you click I have filed a previous year information return with the CRA and click Next. Select your account type as non-resident account number, enter your NRV number, enter the date of registration, enter the financial field for box 22 of your previous year NR4 Summary, in our case 2023 as mentioned before. This should display your web access code if you don't have one. I already have one, so it's not allowing me to generate a new one. Again, the easiest way to get your web access code is to just call the CRA. Once you have your web access code, enter it in and click Sign In. If you signed in before, it will tell you your last sign in. Then just click Next. You are going to start a new, original, or amended return. Click Next. Skip Transmitter Rep ID. Enter your name into the transmitter name. The country code is CAD for Canada. Transmitter contact name is myself. Transmitter telephone number is my number. Transmitter email is my email address. Select English. Yes, I'm filing this return for the transmitter CRA account number you previously entered. Click Next. Filer account number will be filled in with your NRV number. It should be automatically filled in. Return type is NR4. Report type is original. Tax year is 2024. Again, I'm currently in 2025, so I'm filing for 2024. Return contact name should be me and already filled in. Return contact telephone number is my number and it should already be filled in as well. Return contact email address should also be my email address and already filled in as well. Click Next. Payer name is a name which is already filled in. Payer address is my address. Payer city is my city, Toronto. Payer province is my province, Ontario. Payer country code is CAN for Canada. Should already be filled in. Payer postal code is my postal code. Click Next. Now, we need to create a new slip. So in this section is all the non-residents information. So the recipient type in my case is an individual. Enter the individual recipient's first name. Enter the individual recipient's last name. Enter in the non-resident's mailing address in their country. Enter in all their mailing address details. Select the country code for tax purposes, which should be the non-resident's country. In my case, it's the USA. I'm skipping the payer or agent identification number. I'll fill in the SIN number or ITN or TNN of the non-resident here. Now it's time to fill in the financial information. But before we do, let's go back to our worksheet so we can fill in a number that we need. You can get a copy of this worksheet at a link in the description below if you haven't already done so from my previous video. I updated it a bit, so you might want to get the newest version. If you have a previous link, the link is the same, so you don't have to make another request. If you're not familiar with my spreadsheets, yellow fields are where you can enter in the values. Don't touch anything that isn't a yellow box. I put in my NRV number up here, the HST rate in my province here, address here. I have 2 properties in this case. If you have just one, just zero out the other column. You can see that there are 2 columns for each property, the NR6 and then the actual. The NR6 values are the numbers I used to file my NR6 in my previous video. The actual numbers are the true dollar values that I actually spent during that year. I won't go through all the numbers on this spreadsheet as they are pretty self-explanatory, so you can just ignore this for this video. Just know that all the values under the actual column need to be filled in by you, as you'll want to expense these from your income for your taxes. There are only 3 values you really need for our NR4 purposes. Number 1 is the actual rent we actually collected for the year. Number 2 is the withholding taxes that should have been withheld if you had an NR6 approval. And number 3 is the actual taxes that were remitted. Just make a note of this as we will come back to this. So we collected $28,800 in rent for property 1 and $24,385.50 for property 2 for a total of $53,185.50. This number we will need for our NR4. If you paid your withholding tax correctly and your NR6 approval was accepted before your first payment, which was due on February 15th, the amount of the withholding tax that should have been collected will match the amount of withholding tax remitted. However, you can just push the easy button and call the CRA and get these values from them. Now let's go back and finish the NR4 slip. For box 14, use code 13, gross income rents from real property. Box 15 currency code is CAD. Box 16 gross income is the amount from your worksheet, the total rents collected. Box 17 is a non-resident tax that should have been withheld, not the amount that you remitted. If you did everything correctly from the beginning, this should match the amount that was approved on your NR6. Again, if you don't know this number, call CRA. Box 18 exemption code is H, rents from real property and timber royalties. Line 2 is here if you have any other income you'd like to claim that falls into these categories. If you have an accountant and you're not sure if you do have any other sources of income, talk to them about this. We won't get into this in this video. Then click Next. Now that your slip is completed, click on Next. Now we will finalize our NR4 summary. For box 26 and 28, I just put in $0 here as it doesn't pertain to me. Enter in box 82 the total amount you remitted and paid into your withholding account for the year. Again, you can get this directly from the CRA if you do not know this number. Now that you have completed this and submitted this to the CRA, you will need to print out 2 copies and send it to the non-resident so they can attach 1 copy when they file their section 216 and keep another copy for their records. And that's it. That's how you file your NR4. I hope that was helpful. In the next video, I'll show you how to file your section 216. We have until June 30th to file this, or April 30th if you have taxes owing. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video.